Introducing first, in the blue corner, wearing white and weighing 214 1/4 pounds, he comes to the ring with a perfect professional record, consisting of 27 straight victories, 22 of which are by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Zagreb, Croatia, here is the former undefeated European heavyweight champion and the WBC #1 ranked heavyweight challenger in the world, ZELJKO MAVROVIC. Wearing white trimmed with red, weighing 243 pounds, he comes to the ring tonight with an outstanding professional record. Since capturing Olympic gold in 1988, he has 23 professional victories, 27 by knockout, with only one defeat, and that defeat has been avenged. From London, England, presenting the two-time heavyweight world champion, the reigning and defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world, LENNOX.
Good evening, gentlemen. Both of you were given your instructions in the dressing room. Both of you touch gloves, touch gloves, touch gloves. The buck, I leave it with you.
Shannon Briggs managed to get Lewis in trouble in his last fight, a fight for which I think Lewis trained to fight about a minute. Ultimately wasn't able to put Briggs away until the 5th, but his punching power will make the difference against most of his opponents. And of course, Lewis goes into every fight, George, trying to remember to throw his jab and looking to land his big right hand.
Yeah, by nature, he's got this confidence, almost a little bit of conceit that he does not have to start the fight off and land the first punch. That gets him into a lot of trouble. As you can see, his opponent came out, faked him, and made him get on the run, only because he doesn't feel like he should take charge quick.
Lewis dropping a right hand to the body as though he wants to bring Maverick.
Hey, listen, when I say
right away, Maverick is fighting in an unexpected style.
Yeah, he's taking charge. You know, the old saying is someone has got to land the first punch. He may as well be the heavyweight champ of the world. Why should you wait and counter? And in the first round, Lewis just doesn't pick a good punch.
Flattens himself out by spacing his feet extremely wide apart and then leaning over to the opponent sometimes as well.
Yeah, and so it causes him to be in a lot of awkward positions. But if he just stand tall, take charge, let that jab fly out, fake every now and then, do some feints. Good right hand by Lewis that time.
Lewis looking just to land here in the first round. He's only thrown one real all-out hard right hand. There he throws to the body again. You don't often see Lennox using the right hand to the body, and there's a combination by Mavrovic as he tries to step up the intensity. Sticks the jab right into Lewis's face. ZELJKO MAVROVIC able to land in the first round.
Here's a guy who's small, who's quick. He can catch him on their way back.
Well, it's interesting. Lennox, from the beginning of his professional career, has been described by Larry Merchant as a natural counterpuncher. He's trained by a guy, Emmanuel Stewart, who specializes in attacking fighters.
Settle down and get into your fight plan now. Work your left jab. Working the left jab and his left eye. He's trying to get a right hand over top.
He's getting up. He goes up when you come away.
Hustle all the time. Don't stand there with him. Hustle all the way. Okay? Hands up. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
10 seconds.
He'll come back with a hook though.
By CompuBox numbers in round number 1, Lewis was 14 of 43, throwing 28 jabs. Mavrovic 7 of 22. Harold Letterman gave the first round to Lennox Lewis.
When you're fighting someone who has no fear of you, you're just going to have to take charge. Make him back up for a couple of rounds.
I do see some blood.
Now Lewis is starting to use his height advantage a little bit. He jabs.
So if in fact that's a cut above the right eye, it would be a first.
And Lewis is giving his opponent a lot of confidence. Unnecessary, he's going to make it rough for him because backs up. You don't want to back up. Step forward with your jab, bumping with your big extra weight. Make him decide, hey, I'm getting tired. I got to move out of the way.
Looks like just a tiny pinhole cut above Maverick. On rare occasions, Lewis will flash the left hook. That was such an important weapon for him in his win over Tommy Morrison a few years back.
MAVROVIC has shown that he can fight a little. He's going to have to fight a lot to change this fight around.
Well, he's not busy enough to be winning rounds. He threw only 21 total punches by CompuBox numbers in round 2, and Lewis threw 32 jabs among his 41 punches. You're doing a heck of a job on the MAVROVIC, George. There's the jab of Lewis. Snap.
Whoa, a good right hand by the MAVROVIC.
Yep, MAVROVIC came over the top with that right hand. Just the way Vaughn Bean launched right hands over the top last week against Evander Holyfield. ZELJKO MAVROVIC, probably the first vegetarian to fight in a heavyweight champion. George, if ZELJKO MAVROVIC upsets Lennox Lewis, are you going to start grilling tofu on your outdoor barbecue grills?
No.
Tofu grills up very nicely.
Yeah, it's nice for those who like it. Now the left jab starts to double up with Lennox Lewis. He doesn't do anything afterwards. You got to jab, and then secure your position in the ring so that the other guy backs away.
That's about as hard a jab as he throws. MAVROVIC, as you could see, tried to throw a right hand over it. His obvious strategy in this fight so far has been trying to land right hands, thinking that that's where Lewis is most vulnerable.
Hard right hand over the top by Lewis. Backs MAVROVIC up. Another right hand knocks him into the corner. Most aggressive posture so far for Lewis.
That's a no-no, man.
I think Lewis should try to win the fight and let the knockout happen by itself.
Right uppercut lands for Lewis as MAVROVIC was coming in.
All right, stop.
Hey, Jim, I think I just saw 2 fights. The first 3 rounds and then the 4th is another fight. In the first 3 rounds, Lennox looked lackadaisical. Now he had a 2-1 Lewis. But I want to tell you, in the 4th round, he's certainly picking up the pace. I mean, he's fighting a different fight altogether. He's going out, he's throwing shots. Look at that, he's jumping on him, dropping the right hand.
The thing about it, though, you're 240 some odd pounds, maybe 50 by tonight. You don't want to waste a lot of energy slinging those big right hands. It comes back to haunt you if this guy is able to survive.
All of the people around Lewis expected to be going some rounds tonight. Lennox hadn't gone more than 5 rounds in more than 3 years.
No.
Good left jab, and you got to learn how to stay in the pocket. You step and you slide, so you don't have to worry about the guy's counter right hand. That's what Lewis needs to do. Get in the pocket, jab, don't move back afterwards, slide forward. But to the left a little bit. Well, it takes a little courage, too, to stay in that pocket. It's like a quarterback. Can't have any fear. You got to believe. Good left hook
by MAVROVIC. And another left hand.
Stop.
So just as other Lewis opponents have found him easy to find in there, guys have landed at significant connect rates against Lewis, and MAVROVIC is landing close to 40% of his punches coming into this round. Just not throwing all that many. He was only averaging 21 punches per round in the first 3.
MAVROVIC is doing a good job, you see.
That was a good right hand. Finished the round 4.
He's tried to project Evander Holyfield against Lewis, coming at him as he does, as we know he would. What do you see happening there? Is Lewis not prepared for that kind of pressure?
I think so. It just the opponent tonight is unpredictable. He's come in a lot lighter. Lewis has evidently been training with bigger guys, so he can't get the rhythm on this guy. He's a little quick. It's going to take a moment.
Left lands for Lennox Lewis. Of course, the question in a fight between Lewis and Holyfield is who would attack whom.
Well, you know Holyfield attack.
Here, MAVROVIC has played the role of counterpuncher and occasionally flurries.
Let him go.
As the champion, Lennox Lewis.
Stop the holding,
Case in point, round 4, 42 punches thrown by Lewis, only 19 counted by CompuBox for MAVROVIC. Hard uppercut snaps MAVROVIC's head back.
Let him go.
Lewis can win this fight with his left jab. I don't know why he doesn't continue to throw it. Doesn't need the extra power that he keeps.
As his trainer Emmanuel Stewart would like for him to, and when he fails to throw the jab,
right hand, he throws the jab and stands there.
As you can see, has been the case here. All he has to do is throw it. He doesn't even have to land, and it chokes off his opponent's punch output.
That Lewis is landing almost all
Good body shot, right hand to the body by Lewis.
hard punches.
Lewis believes he has is that you start out right hand crazy and stay that way. That's why you
good body shot by Lewis.
Stop. He's showing more of his weapons in the last round and a half.
And plus, he's bumping this guy. He's using his extra weight. Bump into him. When you miss him, let him feel your big body.
Landed another right uppercut as the round came to a close.
Real good uppercut inside, and here's that body shot we were pointing out before. That was just a replay of the uppercut. Goodbye body shot.
Lennox Lewis' corner gave him some good advice. Said this guy does not counterpunch well. Keep taking the fight to him.
And Lewis lands a right hand to open the round and comes back with a right and a left. And now Mavrovic's punch output is down to about 0 as Lewis attacks and lands another uppercut. Low blow by Lewis.
Stewart pointed out that whenever Lennox is punching, the opponent isn't doing much. He's bouncing back.
He's a counterpuncher.
There's another sizzling uppercut. For How to Fight Lewis was established by Ray Mercer in his 10-round decision. Lost to Lewis May 10, 1996 in Madison Square Garden. The last time Lewis went the distance. It was a very close fight. Lewis got the decision by piling up points on his jab.
Could have been the best thing for Lennox Lewis. Now he knows about adversity. Knows he's not going to be given everything just because you're champion.
No.
And the advantage for Lennox Lewis is that he's fought in Europe a lot, so he's accustomed to that stand-up style. And
as I was saying, Mavrovic fought that last round almost as if he was conceding.
He only threw 15 punches by CompuBox numbers. Now he comes out and starts round 7 with a couple of blows, as though he wants to reestablish himself in the fight. But Lewis had an easy time of it in round 6, landing 16 of 38, mostly power shots.
5 rounds to 1, Lennox Lewis. The only round I gave ZELJKO Mavrovic is the 3rd round. I thought in the 6th round, Lennox gave him a terrible beating. It seems that when Lennox hits him with that left jab and Mavrovic feels the power, he just stops punching. Goes into a defensive mode like he is now.
George Lennox lands every uppercut. Is that because Mavrovic holds his hands wide apart? Once he found the uppercut, it was like the genie in the bottle. Now Mavrovic lands an uppercut of his own and says, here's another one.
But Lewis just give him the elbows and say, back away. Out there for 2 more rounds and then jump back on Lewis.
Ability is going away and he'll need it.
He shouldn't bring it on to him as much.
And trying to block or get away from Lennox Lewis's right.
Now Lewis is standing his ground with those big arms, put him up over his head. That's an awful hard defense to penetrate.
Hard left hand lands for Mavrovic. Flush on the jaw of Lewis. May have done nothing more than to wake the champion up a little bit. 2 uppercuts landing flush for Mavrovic. And another, and a right cross, and a left hook. And suddenly it's all Mavrovic as he lands flush on Lennox Lewis with a series of combinations.
Lewis thought he had it all his own way.
And now Lewis cuts loose with a right cross that backs Mavrovic back up.
Stop!
Boy, that's when it gets to be rough when a guy 240-some-odd pounds starts leaning on you.
Crowd-pleasing round for Yelena Balabanec and all the Mavrovic supporters in Connecticut.
And went on to the ropes. Mavrovic landing a series of good punches, but taking one in his own late in the round. A good left followed by a stiff right. And you heard Emanuel Stewart saying to Lewis, get him out of here. Lewis didn't like what happened in that round. I'm sorry, Stewart didn't.
Ooh. Right hand Landed. Is 3 the left hook that Lennox is so often reluctant to throw?
Yeah, is that that left hook?
And there it is. He lands the left hook this time.
There you go, 4 shots that time.
There you go. Another uppercut lands for Lewis.
No, then Lewis does nothing, so why shouldn't he throw something?
Lewis actually blocked a punch that time.
Stop, let him go.
MAVROVIC landed the second one.
Good right hand by the challenger.
Stop.
Right hand by MAVROVIC.
These fighters are in. MAVROVIC been training for 11 months and appears to be a little bit fresher.
Yeah, he's paid his dues. He's lost the weight.
Let him go, Lennox. You're still holding.
Lewis, you go in the training.
Well, there are an awful lot of fighters in the heavyweight division who are asleep now as the result of that particular Lewis right hand. But MAVROVIC took it.
Stay with the speed and have your balance again.
There's a good uppercut by Lewis. Perhaps his most effective blow in this fight since he landed a lot of jabs earlier. Emanuel Stewart said that this challenger was very, very difficult to look good against. He had some awkward athletic skills, and he's obviously pretty tough hombre, takes a good punch, in supreme condition.
And a lot of people laughed at that, particularly considering the fact that there were no shortage of pundits who picked Andrew Golota to beat Lewis a year ago before Lewis knocked him out in the first. But MAVROVIC has been difficult for the champion.
Nasty hook that's making a difference now. If Lewis would feint sometime his right hand, just feint it, and then throw the hook.
All right, stop.
Yeah, MAVROVIC's corner asking him to fake with the right hand and throw a left. Low blow again by Lewis. On the offside away from Cappuccino. Oh, now he talks. Good warning.
Who, me? Yeah,
Right
you.
back with his jab. Comes right back with his jab. He can do this all night. Why he chooses not to is a strange thing. As long as you have a good left jab, you don't have to get into a fight.
Well, Evander Holyfield went 12 rounds with Vaughn Bean last weekend.
Stop.
Now he's using his legs, jabbing. Sometimes you have to concede. I'm not going to get a knockout that easy. I'm going to have to box. You can still earn your money boxing.
Well, and when he stands up tall, uses his stature, moves on his feet and fires his jab, who's going to beat him?
No one. The guy has the whole package. He only decides to use it. He allows this guy to just stand in front of him.
So you wait on him. If you keep busy with him, he won't punch.
This is a punch we haven't seen Lennox Lewis feature very often in the past. But his awkward opponent is coming in such an orthodox way.
Okay? If you want to win this title, you got to have 3 good rounds. Hustle, side to side, and throw.
Come on, come on, come on.
All the way back.
Well, so in case you're wondering whether the scoring might be close going into the 10th round, you would note that CompuBox numbers have Lewis throwing 150 more punches than his opponent to this point in the bout. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Jim, I'll tell you, I don't think it's close at all. Even in that big 7th round that ZELJKO MAVROVIC had, at the end of the round, Lennox blasted him with a right hand that had MAVROVIC so hard he was hanging on for dear life. I got it 8 rounds to 1, 89-82.
Lewis is starting to come back with his left hook now, every now and then, and it makes a difference.
No question. In
1
fact,
to 3.
if he knocks the guy out, which at this point looks unlikely, but if he does get the knockout, I'll predict it's going to come off of a left hook or an uppercut, not the crushing right hand.
Well, unless he throws enough of them, one after another, stepping down.
MAVROVIC trying his own uppercut as Frank Cappuccino.
Good right hand.
Right hand lead lands for ZELJKO.
Because Lewis stands around and just stands in front of him and say, come on, do something.
Standing around with his hands below his waist. Going into the closing rounds. Lennox Lewis bouncing, hopping the jab occasionally. coasting on what would appear to be a solid lead on the scorecards against ZELJKO MAVROVIC.
There you see the right hand that MAVROVIC landed, but he doesn't follow up with anything. A, he's not a big puncher, and Lewis knows it. And B, he's not doing anything about it.
Jelena Balabanic not quite as happy as was the case back in round number 7 when she thought her man had it going. And you heard Darky Smith scathingly attacking his fighter between rounds, saying, "You're making it easy for him."
Break, step back.
He's starting to land a good right hand here and there, but he doesn't come back with anything. If he tries to throw 3 shots, it'll be a little better. When you're fighting a guy who throws 1 shot at a time like that, you just wait.
And we go back to the theme that began the evening. If Lewis's job was to galvanize public support for the notion that Evander Holyfield absolutely must sign to fighting because he's so good, it's unlikely, it seems to me, that he's made that case effectively with the public tonight.
I think he should forget about Evander Holyfield and just have a dose of that guy who looked in the river and saw himself. Who was that? Narcissism or something?
Narcissism.
Yeah, be a narcissist. Hey, you're a champion of the world. Forget those guys. Who are they? Good body, left hook to the body again.
Terrific left hook to the body. Lewis has thrown some of his most effective body shots ever in this fight. Lennox Lewis, in his 9 heavyweight title defenses, has only gone 12 rounds once. That was against Tony Tucker 5 years ago in 1993. MAVROVIC himself has only been in the 12th round 1 time. So if in fact this round completes, then a minute and a half from now, both fighters will be going to the 12th round for only the 2nd time in their careers. And crowd applauds as they get a little action in the last 30 seconds of round 11. MAVROVIC just doesn't have much left.
I mean, he's almost rubbery.
Ooh, that's what he's been trying to do all night. Step back and throw that right hand.
So it's Mondo Exhausto for Lennox Lewis as he stares at the possibility of 3 more frustrating minutes with ZELJKO MAVROVIC.
The challenger must have a pretty good chin.
He has one.
For a 215-pound guy against a big, big heavyweight to take this kind of stuff.
Dig down. Dig down, Lennox. Keep it short and quick. Just dig down. Make sure your balance is right when you hurt.
MAVROVIC's girlfriend, Jelena Balabanic, looking for the moment as though she doesn't really enjoy boxing all that much. Final round. This heavyweight title fight.
Come on,
first ever in the state of Connecticut. First in New England since Ali Liston 2.
Now, Lewis is having some problems with his right eye also here. So I didn't see them work the inswell on it. This guy, you got to go broke. You got to go broke. If you're the challenger now, you just can't sit back and wait. You just jump on him and forget about it.
Well, you heard Darky Smith asking his fighter for non-stop action in the 12th, and within the limits of his exhaustion, MAVROVIC is probably trying to give it to him.
You just can't hold back anything. This is your chance to be champion of the world. You can't decide I was waiting. I was cooling off. I was coasting. This guy has really frightened Lewis by taking all those super hard right hands. That is a frightening thing. Load up and hit this guy and he comes right back to the next round.
Lewis.
And your guy, whoa.
Stop, break.
Lennox kind of jumping with the right hand lead there. That one lands hard.
He's making Lennox Lewis fight. Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox would be perfectly content to dance the rest of the round.
The other guy makes him fight, but he only throws one good right hand at a time. Moments only be captured with James Wade.
Oh, thank you so much, George, but there's not much drama here as we come down the stretch harder than we might have expected to put away a relatively nameless opponent. It happened in Atlanta last Saturday night. It happens here tonight. There's virtually no chance that Lewis could lose the fight at this point. But most of his fans and supporters came here not expecting to have to sweat out a 12-round decision against a vegetarian from Croatia who's never been heard of on this side of the planet.
I think he sneak a steak in somewhere now.
Maybe one, huh?
Yeah, he's putting the meat to Lennox Lewis this round.
They go the distance.
Seems to me that Lennox Lewis was more prepared for a sprint than a long-distance race. Might have been a little complacent about this fight, as Evander Holyfield might have been a week ago.
Okay, thanks.
Well, their attentions, it seems to me, are necessarily focused on each other, day by day, week by week, month by month. How easy is it to go in and try to fight your best fight when you're thinking more about Evander Holyfield when you go to sleep at night than ZELJKO MAVROVIC?
The Croatian took a tremendous amount of punishment. Unorthodox, awkward, defensive-minded for the most part. Got through the fight. No chance to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mohegan Sun Casino, we go to the Budweiser scorecards. Tommy Kazmarek has it 119 to 109. Bob Logis scores it 117 to 112. And Francisco Chimale scores it 117 to 111 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still WBC heavyweight champion of the world,